All right. Good evening, everybody. I'm Baso. This is Adrian. She's 6 months pregnant. End of this month, she'll be 7 months. 7 months. So today's video, we're gonna do external. Show you how to do external and internal hip rotation with the resistance band, and also we're gonna use a machine to help stretch. Why this is so important? Because as going through her pregnancy, our body goes through a lot of changes, and these exercises really help to open up the hips and get some mobility and some fluid going through her hips. So not only that, this is great for everybody else as well. But we're going to do the video today. We're going to do isometric holds into reps. So we'll do 2 sets, but typically if you're doing this on your own, you can do 3 to 5 sets. So really open up those hips. So we're going to get started. Before you do any of these exercises, make sure you clear it with your doctor to say it's okay to clearance, okay to do these exercises. So we're using 2 dumbbells to, to anchor the resistance bands. These are light resistance bands. You can order online. We're just using 2. If you've never done these before, I would suggest start off with extra light or light bands before you do it. I wouldn't advise going medium. And then the distance apart from the seat to the weight is 21 inches. So 21 inches on either side. So let's get started. So we're going to put the resistance band on each foot. She's going to keep the foot straight. Boom. And she's using the yoga block. Reason why is I don't want her using her inside of her thighs or her abductors to engage all hips. So the yoga block goes between the legs, the resistance bands between around each foot. We're gonna hold for 30 seconds and then we're gonna do 30 reps. All right, let's go. The goal is to be able to touch the foot. If you can't, you may move the dumbbells a little closer. And this exercise can be very deceiving. It looks easy, but if you haven't tried it, try it. And most people don't really work the internal, external hip rotation, so or even stretch it. So this is a good one, especially to open up the hips. All right, 30 seconds. Let's get 30 reps. Slow and controlled. And if you can, try to touch your feet together and also control, not fast. So she's going to get 30 reps. So today for the video, we're only going to do 2 sets, but on your own, try to do 3 to 5 sets. The following day, your hips will be sore, but that's a good thing. And how frequent should you do these? Since Adrian been pregnant, we about twice a week we do these exercises just to help open up the hips. Creates more movement and range of motion in the hips, so it helps her to walk, sit, squat a lot easier than she would normally, especially if she's going through her pregnancy. All right, we'll rest a few seconds. We'll do another set. This time we're going to raise the bar. We're going to go hold for 45 seconds instead of 30. So when you're trying to push yourself, you can do progressive overload, but it don't always have to be like going up in weight. So in this case, we're just going up the whole time and then still do 30 reps. So, all right, let's do the second set. This time we're holding for 45 seconds. Same concept. Put it around her foot. We're going to hold for 45 and ready in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. And ain't touching, huh? Hold it for the whole time. Again, the yoga block keeps you from using your abductors. So you're actually squeezing it to get the yoga block together so that way you can actually work on bringing your feet together. Now, this is called the external hip rotation because the knees are going outwards as you bring in the resistance bands inwards with your feet. So again, external rotation. All right, good. 30 reps. Now, these can also be done one leg at a time, but it's harder to be able to, in this position, not engage your inner thighs. So doing it with two legs, you can isolate the hips more and not really engage your abductors as much. So we're going to do 30 reps. So again, this helps to open up those hips, allow her to be able to squat, more movement, her walks are more fluent. Good number, y'all. All right. So we did 2 sets today. One with 30-second isometric hold with 30 reps. The second one, 45 seconds with 30 reps. So the third one, we would typically do like 60 seconds and 30 reps. So depend on you. This is the first time doing it. Two sets are fine. But if you've been doing this for a while, keep changing up the variation how you do it because you can never open up the hips enough. So great mobility exercise to do at home, gym, wherever you can do it at. All right, we'll go on to the next stretch that we do. All right, this is our second exercise or stretch we're doing that we help to open up the hips. So this is an abductor machine, and she's going to crank it up. We're going to do this for 6 minutes. So basically, she's going to open it up to about 80-85% of where she can fully open. You'll know it. It'll start getting tighter and tighter. So we're going to hold it for 1 minute and then increase the rotation or the stretch per minute. This also helps stretch the groin area, the inner thighs, and the knee, but it actually helps open up the hips as well. So we're going to go for 6 minutes on this. Every minute we're just going to do whether it's a full crank or half a crank. Now this machine itself, if you don't have it, that's fine. You can face the wall and put your feet against the wall and just scoot yourself to the wall. Or you can just put some weights on either side of your foot and just scoot closer, heavy enough where the weights don't move. So you can kind of improvise on this. But we're just showing you what we do to help keep her hips open up and so it don't be so tight. Now, a lot of people, because she is in her 6 months, the biggest question people ask her a lot, why her back doesn't hurt. So when you open up your hips, especially when we do the internal, external rotation and hip mobility and hip openers like this, that takes a lot of pressure off her back. Go ahead, give me one crank. All right. So it's not like rocket science. As long as you didn't have like pre-existing problems, back problems, these mobility exercises work. But you got to stay consistent with it. You can't do it when you feel like it. You can't do it because your back just started. Now there's other circumstances that will cause your back to have back problems as well. But as long as you are maintaining good workout, good stretches, good mobility, going into a pregnancy and maintaining this type of stretches and exercises, then you would really be able to maintain and subside those back problems. So what other questions they ask you a lot too, besides if you have back problems? What else? Okay. So that's the most common one they ask her a lot is, do she have back problems? Now this is Adrian's first pregnancy, and we have not really experienced a lot of common problems that a lot of women go through the pregnancy. Now this is Adrian's first child, so she's in her 30s, so it's not like she's in her 20s or 40s. But a lot of the common um, symptoms that most women go through during the pregnancy, we didn't get a lot of the ankle swelling because we really work on the ankles a lot. Another turn. Work on the toes. Again, it's movement. We do a lot of movement, mobility, to try to minimize swelling, whether it's in the ankles, whether it's in the hands, wrists. We really stay proactive about it. And our workout regimen has changed since she's been pregnant, due to the fact that we're listening to her body. When her body feels like it's really tight, we may have a workout plan for something, but we really structure a lot of the workouts, and we spend a lot more time doing mobility and stretching versus before. Even though Adrian was already pretty flexible, pregnancy tends to change your body, and a lot of circulation issues occur when you're pregnant. So we modified the workouts towards her pregnancy more. So a lot more stretching. Like here, like I said, we probably do these twice a week just to make sure her circulation stays good. So if you're a first-time mother, second-time mother, third-time mother, follow along. If you have questions, feel free, reach out, leave us a comment. But she hasn't had a lot of those common things that's related to the firstborn child with women in their 30s or 40s. No swelling, um, no back problems, uh, none of those issues. But again, the key to this is being active prior to getting pregnant and then maintaining it while you're pregnant. And that helps a lot.
People always ask also if I will still keep exercising during the pregnancy. Like, how can you do it? But it's so beneficial to exercise during pregnancy if you have clearance from the doctor.
Yes. So if you've been following us on Instagram as well, other than some limitations that you can't do, like laying on your back and laying on your stomach, we still exercise. We still do everything that she normally does, minus we don't do any heavy lifting with our arms. Now, as far as the legs go, we do focus more on her legs lifting, but not holding weights in her arms. So, excellent exercise for that. We actually use the leg press machine for her legs, so that way she's not putting extra weight on her shoulders or back because of the pregnancy. So, but I mean, as long as the doctor clears you, you can work out all the way up until you give birth with the baby. Again, that's very helpful because it helps stimulate blood flow, circulation, and we'll let you know after the baby how the pregnancy went. And, compared to people that didn't work out, how big of a difference it made for her. Because, again, this is her first pregnancy. So we'll do another video about this as well. So we did 6.5 minutes. We're going to go to the next mobility drill. And the next mobility drill is the internal rotation. So we did an external rotation, hip rotation, the abductor machine to help open up the groin, the inner thighs, but also help open up the hips. So we'll go to the third one that we do twice a week. See? And you can still get up. See, we should have put that whole thing on the video. They'll be like, ooh. All right, this is our third drill, and this is the internal rotation because the knees are going inwards. So the first one we did was the external, the hip adductors to open up the hips and the groin area. And this one here is the internal rotation. We're going to do one set of each leg, but on your own, do 2 to 3 sets. So this variation is very friendly for women that are pregnant. So they don't have to be on her back and don't have to be on her stomach to do these. Very effective exercise. So we got a bench, we got a weight, and we got a resistance band. Again, the resistance band light. So if you've never done this and you think you got strong internal hips, try it and leave us a comment. Let us know. So we're going to hold 30 seconds with 30 reps. So she's going to get into a fire hydrant position with her leg, with the leg closest to the bench on the bench. So she's going to get in a 90-90 position, legs 90-90. Scoot up a little bit. No, stay right there. Perfect. 90-90. Her feet going to be straight. Keep it straight. The resistance band is going to go on her foot. And she's going to raise it up and hold it for 30 seconds. And then she's going to go into the 30 reps. Ready? Let's go. And the key to this exercise is not to go too heavy because I'm more concerned about the range of motion. So if you can only get up this high, like a quarter of a way up, but you can get up 50% up, that means the weight is the resistance band is too heavy. So go down on the weight. Again, I will start with extra light resistance band or a light resistance band because the range of motion is what we're targeting. Now, when we get ready to do the reps, that's for the mobility to help strengthen it as well. All right, let's go. 30 reps. And you want slow and controlled. You don't want rapid movements. You want it slow and controlled. And try to go as high as you can. Again, this helps open up the hips, especially going through pregnancy with tight hips. It affects the way you walk. It will affect your back because you're imbalanced. And those imbalances tend to get tighter and start pulling on your back. So these are very good exercises or mobility drills to do during pregnancy and even if you're not pregnant. So she's going to do 30 reps. So at home, do 3 sets of 30, and you can do progressive overload if you want to. Don't go up in the resistance band, but go up in the time. So 30 seconds, second set, 45 seconds, third set, 60 seconds. So that was her left leg. Now we're going to go into her right leg. Same thing, 30-second holds. We did it from a side view so you can actually see her leg going up. Right here. All right, she's in the fire hydrant position. Again, 6 months pregnant, so you're not allowed to lay on your stomach or back. So this really helps open up the hips. So again, this resistance band is anchored to a weight. The resistance band goes around her foot. She's going to lift it as high as she can. Hold it for 30 seconds. Ready? Go. Woo! That one is not as high. So you will have imbalances in the left and the right. Typically, when you have those issues, if you have them, typically you have a front pelvic tilt usually on your left side, which means your right hip is up higher. So when you have that going on, typically the left side has more restriction going one direction and the right side has more restrictions on the opposite direction. And that's because of the way your hip is tilted and then it raises your hips. So this actually helps create more space. Oh, go ahead. 30. She went over about 15 seconds. I got to talking. So again, it helps create space and helps to put that in your hip rotation, takes that pressure and that stiffness out of your hip. So she's gonna do 30 reps. She's supposed to hold for 30 seconds, but I went over a little bit. Got lost track of time. But she's strong. She can probably hold it forever. So these are our 3 go-to exercises or mobility drills that we do twice a week during her pregnancy. But even if you're not pregnant, these are great exercises to open up your hips. So try them out, doing 3 times a week, and watch how more blood flow and helps to open up your hips. So if you have any questions, leave us a comment. Thank you, Adrian. She's always doing all the work. But we appreciate her, though. So have any questions, leave us a comment. If you have questions just for Adrian, leave us a comment. If there's a video that you want to see, feel free. Let us know, and we'll put it out there for you. All right? Thank y'all. Have a good evening.